So if you're looking to take your color grading or even your on-set monitoring to a whole nother level, you might be interested in this. This right here is the SpyderX Pro made by Datacolor. Right here you'll see what you get in the box. It's pretty straightforward. You get the little tool and a little card directing you to the website you need to go to download the free software that works in conjunction with the SpyderX Pro. Very, very simple, super easy, and very quick to use. You just connect it via USB to your PC, your laptop. Here you'll see it has a little quarter-20 on the bottom. And however, I didn't have to use that. The lid just comes off of this bad boy. Here's the little lens, and the lid actually works as a counterweight. You can just slide it back and forth, and then you just drape it over your monitor. So this rides on the back side. The little lens sits on the front of your monitor, and the software shows you exactly where to place this thing on your screen, and away you go. Not only is it super easy to use, but it has this little sensor on the outside which reads the ambiance, if you will, and calibrates your monitor to work in conjunction with the atmosphere lighting that your monitor is in. And I think that's really great, you know, so for color grading or for editing photos, wherever your workstation is, it's gonna help you calibrate your monitor so you know, like, whatever lighting condition you like to work in, you're getting the best results when you're doing your color grading. And I find that really awesome. And this thing, I was able to get it to work with both of the monitors that's on our custom-built PC editing machine. I used it on my MacBook Pro Retina screen, and I even used it to calibrate my Atomos Shinobi. Probably the hardest thing you'll have to figure out is if you don't know your monitor very well, you will have to do a little bit of research on it because the software does want to ask you what kind of monitor it is. And you do want to make sure that you get that as close as possible. And the software is pretty good at walking you through that. And then, like I said, it shows you exactly where to place this thing. Now, if you do have a monitor that has full manual controls beyond just the brightness setting, sometimes it'll ask you if you can control the white balance of your monitor, and it's going to have you set that. But pretty much it's just going to have you factory reset it or set it to 6500 Kelvin. If the tool's having trouble finding proper brightness of your monitor, it's going to have you adjust it along with a little level indicator. And once you get that correct, you just hit next, and it just runs through a series of running it through all kinds of different colors, through the RGB and different hues and saturations. And then after that, you're set. A really cool thing about it, and where I was really able to see the difference, was it shows you a before and after. So it has these canned images, and it'll show you what your monitor looked like before you calibrated it, and then you can see what it looked like after you calibrated it. And holy cow, holy skin tones. My monitors were way off when it came to skin tones, which is like, wow, that's crucial in the world of cinematography, or if you're into like doing headshot photography. My reds were way off, my blacks were way off, you know. So there were some very interesting things that you could tell, and here you'll see the differences on these different monitors. Now, with our PC editing machine, we have kind of a hodgepodge little thing going on. One of the monitors is a really old HP monitor that I just picked up off of like Facebook Market, and then we have a not so old Samsung LCD monitor, and there you'll see some before and afters. I was actually really surprised with the results of the MacBook Pro. Now, mine is the late 2016 Retina model, but still, man, that Retina screen was really almost like clipping a lot of the highlights, and it was really, really cold color temperatures. And then if you look at the after I calibrated it with the Datacolor SpyderX, you're like, oh yeah, it looks way, way better. But the coolest part to me was I was able to calibrate my Atomos Shinobi, and it's pretty simple. Most computers take an HDMI, so you just connect your monitor directly to your computer, and then the SpyderX will ask you which monitor you want to calibrate, because it recognizes, you know, everything connected to the computer. The software is super intuitive, super smart. I just told it, yep, that's the one I want to calibrate, everything, and then the software pops up on the Atomos, and then you just put your little mouse over there, and then it shows you where to place the SpyderX Pro onto the Atomos, and away it went. I was able to calibrate my Atomos monitor. Now, that's a game changer for anyone, especially if you don't use a light meter and you don't use false color and you're only exposing for the eye. Yeah, I think it's pretty crucial if you're working like that, then you definitely should have a monitor that's calibrated when working on set. I always use false color, I always use my light meter, but now that my monitor is calibrated, that's awesome. And another cool feature is that it will just have you set little reminders, you know, custom notification reminders, how often you want to be reminded to calibrate your monitor. And that way, you know, if you forget, it'll say, hey, it's been a month, it's time for you to calibrate your monitor again. I think this thing is super beneficial for photographers, cinematographers, videographers, all the above, you know, color gradists. Really should check this out. This is super, super affordable. I know Atomos offers some kind of tool to calibrate their monitors, but I never delved too deep into that because it was always out of my price range. This thing is a couple $100 and super easy to use. Super awesome. Now there are two different models. This is the SpyderX Pro, but they also have something called the SpyderX Elite, and that one is made more for advanced color gradists and photographers. It just cracks open a hell of a lot more features. To all of my fellow cinematographers, color gradists, or even my photographers, do yourself a favor, do your research, check out the datacolor SpyderX Pro. Cop one of these, you will not be disappointed. It's going to change your color grading and on-set monitoring game. I am gonna leave a link down in the description below. Big shout out for Datacolor for hitting me up. I had never even heard of this device until they emailed me, so that is amazing. I am definitely adding this to my virtual kit bag, link down in the description below as well. And for now, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Big shout out and gigantic thank you to all of my subscribers. I've been working a hell of a lot of gigs lately, so we have a lot of cool videos, breakdowns, postmortems coming up, so stay tuned for that. And for now, that's a wrap.